There is so much change happening right now in Disney World. Lands closing, rides being closed for refurbishment, new lands coming that aren't going to actually be here for a couple of years still. So we're gonna look at Animal Kingdom today, and as we all know, Animal Kingdom is already the park that has the fewest rides and attractions, especially for those young kids. So is it still worth it to go to Animal Kingdom for the end of 2025 through 2026 and maybe even into the first half of 2027? We don't really know when the new Encanto and Indiana Jones land is going to actually be open in 2027. So if you are traveling to Disney World now or in even the next year, is it worth it for you, especially if you are coming with young kids, to go to Animal Kingdom? Now, there are a lot of people who have already said before these lands have closed that Animal Kingdom is skippable, especially if you have young kids. And you know, those are the same people who are going to tell you that no, it is not worth it to go to Animal Kingdom right now. But I did just want to give you a different view that you might want to look at before you make the decision for yourself, because it's always important to get differing opinions, you know, not just go by one person's thought. You know, you might have your own idea, and it's also okay for people to say that they don't like Animal Kingdom and that it's skippable, and that's fine for them. You know, if they don't like Animal Kingdom, that's fine. But if you are on the fence about whether or not it is going to be enjoyable for you and your kids to go, I did just want to give you another perspective to think about. But before we do get into it, I did just want to introduce myself, just in case you're new here. My name is Allison, and here at my channel, I like to make all different types of Disney World content, including vlogs from our own family vacations. And we're actually having a family vacation coming up in a couple of months to Disney World, so definitely subscribe if you like to see all that type of content of getting ready for the trip, being at the trip, and all the stuff that comes along with it. Definitely subscribe, and definitely subscribe if you liked all types of Disney World content as well. So let's get into the video. So as everybody knows, Magic Kingdom is the go-to place, especially for those young kids. There are so many rides and attractions for them to do. There are so many things to look at. You know, Magic Kingdom almost feels kind of, it's my favorite park personally, but it does give you that go, go, go feeling. You know, when people talk about going to Disney World, that it's not a relaxing vacation. You are on the go all the time. These are the parks that they're talking about. They're talking about Magic Kingdom. They're talking about Epcot, because even though Epcot doesn't have a ton of rides for little kids to do, there is still so much to see and do. You have Moana's Journey of Water, you have the aquarium, you have World Showcase, so it can be one of those parks where you're going the whole time. I have my own views on Hollywood Studios, and I would suggest that you go check out my video on Hollywood Studios on whether you feel like taking your kids to Hollywood Studios would be the right idea for you. Definitely go check out that video. But for Animal Kingdom, personally, I feel that it was put there for a way for people going to Disney World to just take a step back, kind of calm down a bit, get into nature a little bit. There's something to be said about being in nature, seeing animals, seeing, like, you know, wild animals, going on the safari ride. Like I said, just taking a step back, and especially for those kids who might be getting overstimulated with all of the go, go, go of Magic Kingdom and Epcot and everything else, this is such a wonderful way for everybody to just take a breather and really immerse yourself in Animal Kingdom and what they do have to offer. So let's just go into the things that they actually do have to offer for those kids with no height limit. So over in Pandora, you do have the Navi River Journey, which is a slow-moving boat ride that takes you through some Avatar scenery. They have one of the best animatronics in all of Disney World in this ride. It's a beautiful, nice, slow-moving water ride that anybody can go on. There's no height limit on this one. That is the only ride and attraction in Pandora for young kids with no height limit. So moving on into Africa, we of course have the Lion King show, which is a fantastic show. If your kids enjoy Lion King, definitely check this one out. There's a whole bunch of acrobatics, and you have some of the characters, and it's really a great show. And then also in Africa, we have Kilimanjaro Safaris, which is about a 20-minute safari ride. Where you're going to see a huge host of animals. It's really such a fun way to experience seeing these animals. I know there are some zoos or theme parks around that do also offer safari rides, but there's not many. So this is a great way, especially if your kids love animals, and to be in this safari ride, it's to me, it's just magical. It's really, really cool to be able to be in this safari ride and checking out all these different animals. Now, also in Africa, they do have the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, where you can, it's a walking trail to go see other animals like gorillas, there's hippos, some exotic birds. So these are the types of things that I'm talking about being able to slow down and just enjoy being in Animal Kingdom with your family and your kids. Take your time going through these trails, look at the animals, go get yourself a coffee, have a nice walk around. These are the types of things that I do love about Animal Kingdom, that they have these nice little trails to walk around and to see other animals. Now, also in Africa, you do have the Wildlife Express train, which is going to take you out to Rafiki's Planet Watch, where there is a petting zoo, and also in the building that's there, they do have like an animators class where they like teach you how to draw certain characters. So I thought that was really interesting, and not a lot of people even know that it's there. So now in between Africa and Asia, they do have the Feathered Friends in Flight show, which is an exotic bird show, where the bird handlers are on stage and they're doing little tricks and stuff with the birds. If you don't like birds, don't check this one out, but it is a very cool show to see these exotic birds flying up around and above you. So now as we make our way into Asia, there's actually no actual rides or attractions there, but there is another trail. There's the Maharaja Jungle Trek, which is where you're going to see those tigers. I think there's like flying fox and like other exotic birds as well, but again, another animal trail that you can go and spend some time in. And now I just want to stop and say that I do understand when people are going like in the heat of the summer, it might not be the best place to be like in the middle of the day, because there is a lot of walking around, and you're doing these trails. You might not want to do that if you're dripping sweat. So I can see it from that perspective. Personally, I don't go in the middle of summer, but I know that's not an option for some people. Some people, that's the only time that they can go. So, I do understand not wanting to go do those things, like being outside on a hot trail with it sweltering hot. I do get that part of it. But if you're going at a different time of year, it's really great to just be able to slow down and walk around on these trails. And then we also have the Finding Nemo show, which is Finding Nemo, Big Blue, and Beyond show. Unfortunately, I see a lot of people say some negative things about this show, and I don't know why, because me and my family absolutely love this show. I think it's so adorable. Even if you're not a huge Finding Nemo fan, it's the puppetry and the things that they do in this show it's really great. I really love this show, and I would never tell anybody to skip it. I think you should go see it. Even if you do go see the Lion King show, you could do one in the morning and one in the afternoon, just so that they're not right next to each other. But I definitely suggest seeing both of these, bigger production shows. That they're really good. I really enjoy the Finding Nemo one, especially. We are big fans of Finding Nemo, but like I said, it's really great show. And then there's also the walking trails around the the big Tree of Life. The Tree of Life itself is such a awesome thing to look at with all the animal carvings. I actually even printed out like a scavenger hunt. I think I got it from Etsy. I'll link it down below if I can find the link for it. But it tells you, all the animals that are carved into the tree, and you can try and find all of the animals and check them off. So it's just another little thing to do with your kids while you are in Animal Kingdom. And another thing that I want to mention is the really awesome Explorers Badge, like little program that they have for the kids. And you go around to these different stops, and the cast member there will give you some information. They might ask you some questions, and then you can earn a little badge that you can have that you give to your kids. So it's another little educational thing that Disney World does so amazing at. It is so amazing how Disney World can be so educational without even really realizing it. So that is just another activity that your kids can do while being in Animal Kingdom. And then there is the new Zootopia show, which is taking over the Bugs Life show that was like in the Tree of Life. I believe that's coming out in like November 2025. So that will be there. Obviously, I have nothing to say about it right now because it's not open yet. I personally hated the Tough to Be a Bug show in the Tree of Life before. I'm not a huge like 4D type fan, so I don't know what the Zootopia one is going to be like, so I'm very interested to see what that's going to be all about. So that is all of the rides and attractions for young kiddos to do in Animal Kingdom. So as you can see, there's not a lot of actual rides and attractions, but there is a lot of trails and seeing the animals, and again, taking it slow. And for those grown-ups, for you guys who are going to be taking your kids, Animal Kingdom is one of the best parks for food. They have some of the best food. So that could be kind of your like, you know, I'm going to go try these foods. Like that could be like your thing. You know, before we go on this trail, I really want to go try this food from here or that food from there. You know, and have a nice sit down lunch, or, you know, they have Tusker House, which is a really great character dining. You could do breakfast, lunch, or dinner there. So like I've said before, everybody has differing opinions on whether Animal Kingdom is worth it to bring your kids, especially now when Dino Land is now closed. They had the dig site there, which was such a great place for your kids to just go and hang out, you know, go on the slides, dig in the little dig site area. I'm really hoping that in the new land that they're building, that they're going to bring something back like that, you know, something that I feel like every park needs to have something like that, where the kids can just run around and play a little bit without actually having to go on a ride or attraction. I know that they're bringing in a carousel, which is going to be great, but I do hope that they have some kind of freestanding play area for the young kiddos. So we will see what happens, but you know, take this advice, take other people's advice, make your own decision, check out Animal Kingdom if you can, and let me know in the comments if Animal Kingdom is one of the parks that you always skip. If you haven't been there yet and you're planning on going, let me know what you think, and like this video if it helped you out in any way, and until next time.